Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to make myself a diagnostic tool. Still got some problems with DPF on the Mito. Possibly there's a leak, air leak, so I'm going to try and trace it. And to do that, I'm going to make a smoke machine. So there's quite a few videos on this, mainly in America. And when I had a look, you can't actually buy the hardware, the same hardware they're using in the UK. So I thought, right, let me have a think about what I can use to make this machine. So if you look at the description below, you'll see the links to all of what I have here, or most of it anyway, to Amazon, so you can buy this yourself. So first of all, we need to make a container to house all of the, the workings. So I've got some 110mm waste pipe here. So this is like a coupler. We have an end cap, and then we have a lid with a screw. Right, then we need obviously some clamps to connect to the battery and some wire. A couple of bolts. I've got M6 nut and bolts there with a washer. We need some resistance wire. So as you can see there, this is 24 gauge. I've got a meter of it, but any gauge will do. Or the different wire, the different resistance it will be, and I'll show you about that in a minute. We've got some wick. This is just like wick you have in an oil lamp. Okay. Obviously we've got some clear pipe. I'm not sure this is going to be big enough. I might have to get slightly bigger because it doesn't fit over this. So this is going to be, where you put the pipe for the input and the output. And then you need good old baby oil. Other brands are available, but I have this. And that's pretty much it. So first things first, we're going to build up this. Because we have to drill some holes in here. I forgot to mention, so I've just bought this as an experiment to do something a little bit different. All of the videos in America, they rely on an air compressor. Now, air compressor obviously shifts a lot of air, so it's probably a bit too powerful for this. And also, I don't have an air compressor, and then you're kind of tied to, using this tool near an air compressor. So I've got this air pump, 12-volt air pump. It was like a fiver. Takes air in here, spits it out here. Hopefully that'll be enough, powerful enough to do the job. But we'll find out later. Okay, right, first thing first, this is the coupling. It has seals on both sides, so technically you don't need to do any gluing here. So you just take a cap and you literally push it in. It's a good fit, okay? It's not going to leak. So there we have, this is going to be our base. Right. So what we want to do now, we take your wick and you basically want to have it so it sits like that inside. Okay, so you probably need to trim it. So you just want to make that kind of shape, but inside. So let me just need to trim that a bit. So go to that there. So you can see it's kind of going to sit like that. Right, next, this is a resistance wire. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now. Once I open it up, I love wires, how they tangle themselves. Now what we need ideally is between 2 and 2.5 ohms of wire. So I'll show you how to measure that. Right, so I've got my multimeter. Move that out of the way. Hopefully you can see that. So what I'm going to do, the leads here, separate the leads a bit. So it doesn't matter which end you put on which, so I'm just going to tie or wrap round the wire around one of the leads. Okay, so put that over there. And then what we do, you see the other lead, we put it there, we get a reading. So there you go, we're on 2 ohms there, or 2.2, oh. No, 1.6. 1.6, okay. So go up to here, we've got 2 ohms. So a little bit more. 2 ohms, see if you can slide it. Can't see that. 2.2, 2.1. And you see, if I go right to the end, we've got 3.1, would be too much. So we come back a bit, and we've got 2.7 to about there, 2.2, 2.3, so that'll be fine. So I need to cut that. We don't have any cutters here, so I just quickly do. Is that going to cut it? Yeah. Now if you don't use a resistance wire, so there you go, just verify that. Settle down. 2.4, 2.3, that's ample. Okay. So if you don't use a resistance wire and use something like welding wire, it has less resistance, so therefore you'll need more of it. And as I'll show you in a minute, we need to wrap this around the wick without it touching each other and shorting out. So if you have a lot of it, it makes it more difficult. So I'd recommend just move that out of the way. Now you want to leave a little bit at the end, because that's going to go around the bolt. Okay, because obviously this has to be straight this up a minute. So what I'll do, get one of the bolts. So we're just wrap this around one of the bolts just to start it off. Nice if it was straight. There you go. Right, so that's held in. And now what we need to do is to wrap it around. Wrap it round. Doesn't have to be perfect. Hopefully that'll be it. Get another bolt. And that's kind of what you're left with. Right, so what I need to do now is drill a couple of holes in here for these bolts. These are M6, so 6.5mm holes, just 6.2, something like that. Either end, quite low down, because obviously it's going to sit like that, and then that's going to go like that. You get the drift. Okay. Oh, I could get a bit longer. Okay. Right, let's drill some holes. Right, so I've just made a little mark there. You need to make sure obviously it comes up above the where the bottom is, or you'll have drill through 2 layers. So there you go, see, just above. So that's just a trial hole, and then about just over halfway in that. So I do on the opposite side. So you're talking about if you want to be accurate, you can measure it, but this is what we call winging it. There you go, that's pretty much bang on. So just get a slightly bigger drill bit. Okay. That. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm going to put this on loosely for now because you'll see later I need to put something else on there. So we'll just put that through there. Come on. Okay. And then we just, doesn't have to be tidy, but kind of like that. So as long as the wick is touching the bottom, because obviously that's where the baby oil is going to go, so it's soaked up. I'll probably prime it anyway, put some baby oil over it, and that's that bit done. Well, let me just clean up. Right, I'm trying to use what I have laying around. So I've just found this bit of wire with a fuse holder in it, so I've just already had a ring terminal on it, so I've used that. I've had some cable lying around, which is just 2-core red and black, which will probably do the job. So I've just soldered that onto the end of the fuse holder, and I've just crimped and soldered a ring terminal on for the negative, which is going to go on here. Just put that back on. Not quite the right size terminal, but that's what I've got. So there we have it so far. So I just need to tighten them up, but I'm not going to do that yet. Oh, should I do that yet? Otherwise I could do that now. Because as I say, I wanted to see if this motor would work. So I need to solder plus and minus on there. I don't know how I'm going to mount this yet. I might just have to Heath Robinson put it on a cable tie or something for now, because you know it's very hard to mount anything on around. But I think if I mount it kind of like that, or that way, that will probably be alright, I reckon. But anyway, I want to see if it works first, so I'm just going to tighten these up for now and see where we go. So, back in a minute. Right, so that's what it looks like so far. Got the wick in there with the wires connected. You've got negative on one side, positive on one side, fuse holder. If I tie up them together, it's quite tight there, so that will quite neat there. So what we need now is a couple of more holes a bit higher up. We can actually, you've got to be careful. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a pain actually. Because this comes out like that. So if you see this, although this doesn't need to go, well, get it in square like that. I mean, it does all go all the way down. But you could just leave it like that, and then that gives you a bit of room inside if you look there to mount those there. Yeah, I think that would do. Either that, or you could, if you wanted to, mount them on the top. Maybe mount them on the top might be better, I think, because then you can, yeah. But you won't be able to do, if you mount them on the top. Problem of, do we need this, or is that sufficient? Well, I imagine that'd be sufficient to stop the smoke coming out, I reckon. I mean, it's alright having the outlet on the top. I'm just wondering if you want the air coming in. Do you want to blow it across, or will blowing it up? I suppose it's only going to go in the outlet, isn't it? I think we'll try that first. We'll go on there. Have it. Outlet on the top. Inlet on the side, I think. I think that's where we'll go. So let me drill some more holes. Right, so that's what I've done. I've got air inlet on the bottom, on the side, so the air will come in there and it will push the smoke to the top, because obviously, as we know, smoke rises, and then, so the outlet is going to come out here, which is also better because then you can just sit it on a nice flat surface. So just unscrew that. That's it, so you can see right through there. That's what it looks like inside. So I think what I'll do, I'm just going to put some clamps on here for the battery, and then we're going to give it a whirl, and then if that works okay, then I can modify it using this and see if that pushes out a bit more, pushes the smoke out a bit more really. Right, so I'll come back to you in a minute once I've got these clamps fitted. No, I'm not going to show you how to do that. Literally pull that down. There's a hole there, so you can either bolt them on with, or you can solder them on, I guess, or you can crimp them on as well. So I'm just going to do that now. I'll just quickly show you what I've done with these clamps. So I've just put a ring terminal on, crimped, soldered, belt and braces. Just open these teeth up a bit. I mean, you can close them, they're only soft. Don't forget to put the rubber bit on first, and then literally just slide it on like that, and then you've got your crimp. So both of them made. So let's go over to the other bench where I've got a battery and see if it works. Quick check of the resistance between two terminals. Oh. Yeah, about 2.3, which is pretty good. It also proves it's not open circuit, because if it's open circuit, it ain't going to work. I'm going to pour some of this in the bottom. I have no idea how much I need. Put it all over the wick as well. As I'm testing it, I'm just going to put a little bit. I'm going to put actually, I'll leave that off for a minute. Right. Just going to plug a battery in. See over here, got a battery. Just going to plug that in. Look. There you go, we have smoke. Battery died on the camera. So, as you can see, I've smoked. So I'm just going to put some blowing in just to see what happens. Yeah, I think that works pretty good. I mean, put some more baby oil in there and it would definitely be a bit stronger. But got no leaks anywhere, so quite happy with that. So phase 2 we're going to try with the fan on the air pump and see if that works any better. So stay tuned. Right, quick test with the motor, just on the side here, see the difference. Call that a win. Right, so I've wired up the pump now. Needs a bit of somehow fixing, and here's the finished article. See that? You can see, there you go. Hope you liked the video. Please comment, like and think about subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.